Revenge films.
It's a story from a few years ago. Although we're currently living separately, back then I was living with my mother-in-law and husband. At one point, my husband got a job transfer and I was planning to go with him. However, my husband's job required him to leave early in the morning and come back late at night, so he expressed concern that I would be alone a lot in an unfamiliar place, and he said it would be stressful for me to continue like that for a year, so I decided to stay. Up until then, my mother-in-law had been normal, but as soon as my husband left, her true nature emerged. The moment my husband was gone, she started hurling cruel words at me.
"Your body odor is terrible. Did you take a bath? Were you always this smelly? That curly hair of yours. You look like a homeless person. Did you wash your hair? Oh, it was always like that, wasn't it?"
She would change her words and attack me every day. I had been having regular conversations with her until then, so I was shocked by her change. But I didn't tell that to my husband, who was busy with work from morning to night. Even though I was being bullied every day, I thought if I just endured it, things would eventually settle down. How foolish of me. Perhaps feeling encouraged by my lack of response, my mother-in-law continued to say awful things to me every single day.
"You are dirty. You are unclean. Even if you take a bath, you are still filthy. Oh, so smelly. Why do you smell so bad?"
Listening to those words like spells, I eventually became irritated. It was the middle of summer and I stopped taking baths. And if I was going to do it, I thought I'd do it thoroughly. So I stopped combing my hair and went about my daily life, like shopping, without concern. Initially, my mother-in-law would smirk and say, "Oh, not taking a bath? Well, that suits you. Not taking a bath again today? Oh, you already smell bad enough as it is." After 3 days of not bathing, I started to emit a sweaty odor. "Shouldn't you take a bath soon? Hey, you're starting to smell." But even then, I ignored my mother-in-law's words and continued not bathing. Besides, she said bathing was pointless for me anyway. Since it was midsummer, the temperature was scorching, and even just going out for a bit made me drenched in sweat. Not taking a bath meant I didn't change my clothes either, so naturally the neighbors would see me with greasy hair wearing the same clothes multiple times. They probably thought I was losing my mind. Eventually, I started to hear some words from my neighbors. "Hey, isn't that Mrs. Brown's daughter-in-law? Something seems off about her." "She was wearing the same clothes yesterday and the day before, and she smelled bad when I walked past. Could it be she's not bathing in this heat?" "That's impossible, right?" I must have been a little off at that point, given that nothing they said affected me. Then my mother-in-law got angry and said, "Do you know what the neighbors are saying about you? Stop it already. You look like a beggar. Take a bath and clean yourself up." But I continued to ignore her and opted to do things like weeding in the garden, saying it was good exercise. Naturally, I sweated a lot and my hair became even greasier, but I ignored that and continued with my life. Then, after a week had passed, one day my mother-in-law said, "Please take a bath, please. We have guests coming today. You can't greet them like this." Why should I? Even if I take a bath, I'm still a dirty girl, right? So there's no point in me bathing. In a panic, she begged me to bathe. "Please, it's important. Please do it for me." "No, I won't. I don't want to do pointless things." "Hey, what's wrong? Did I go too far? But please take a bath. You make it sound like I'm being mean to you. Sorry for making fun of your smell and everything. It was just a joke, okay? Please." Despite her previous attitude, she desperately begged me not to embarrass her in front of the guests. But I ignored her, went into the room, and closed the doors behind me, and she collapsed in front of the door and started crying. "Please, I'm sorry. I really am. I was wrong." She kept apologizing, sobbing on the floor. Her voice became weaker and weaker. Hearing her apologies and sobbing for a while, eventually I opened the doors, still ignoring her, but finally took a bath. Upon seeing me clean again, she seemed genuinely relieved. "Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry. I realize I shouldn't have joked about such things at this age. Please, forgive me." She apologized while crying. Well, honestly, the moment I took a shower, I felt like I was on cloud 9, even though I had let myself get dirty for so long. After that, my mother-in-law sprayed air fresheners all over the house and welcomed the guests. The guests were my mother-in-law's tea-drinking friends, including the wealthiest wife in the neighborhood. It seemed that they took turns hosting tea parties for each other. Well, if those people had seen me in my dirty state, my mother-in-law's reputation would have been ruined. It would have been amusing to see that happen, but, well, this summer's fest seemed to teach her a lesson too, so I'm fine with that. To silence the rumors about me in the neighborhood, my mother-in-law falsely claimed that my mental state had deteriorated due to the loneliness caused by my husband's absence.
Oh, I see. Oh, they're such a close couple. It must be lonely.
Well, I feel awful for saying such things without knowing the situations. I wish my husband and I were as close as you two. It seemed like everyone believed that that was the case. I guess it was easy to believe so because my husband was actually away and we were indeed a close couple. Until my husband returned, my mother-in-law stopped bullying me, or rather, she didn't argue with me at all. Perhaps she refrained from doing so because she was unsure of what I might do next, and she didn't want to provoke me. I guess she was nervous about what might happen if she made me angry. When my husband returned, I confessed about the bathing fuss, expecting him to be shocked, but he just laughed and said,
"Sorry, it seems like my mother was way out of line considering what you had to do, but I kinda wanted to see that."
Watching his reaction made me think, if I had talked to him about my troubles from the beginning, wouldn't he have scolded my mother-in-law and resolved the issue quicker? Well, at least I managed to discipline her, so it's all good in the end. After that, things returned to normal with my husband around, but my mother-in-law became meek as a lamb. A year later, our child was born, and by the time the child graduated from kindergarten, my husband had gotten a job transfer, which meant he wouldn't be able to return for about 5 years. This led us to move away from my mother-in-law. But even now, when we'd come to her place for Thanksgiving or Christmas, she never opposes me and desperately tries to please me. It seems that the events of that summer have left a significant trauma on her. That midsummer week was nothing short of hell for me, but I definitely succeeded in teaching my mother-in-law a lesson, and it also shaped our relationship afterwards. So, despite the hardship, it was ultimately for the best. To cover up the rumors about me in the neighborhood, my mother-in-law pretended that my mental state had deteriorated due to my husband's absence. But looking back, she might not have been entirely wrong. My mother-in-law harassed me during the scorching summer days. It's not surprising if I was losing it. Well, I won't ever do something like that again.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.